Hello, Sagittarius. So let's move forward with your June 30th reading for Sagittarius. We were just talking about everything that you have going on at work. So as I'm looking at your reading, I'm seeing all these dynamics that are coming up, and it's all about, like, I don't know if it's leadership that you're having a problem with, or if it's individuals that are within the corporation or the company or the people that you're working with where you don't trust their leadership and you're feeling as if you could do that job. And there are some job offers that are coming your way, but it doesn't feel as if you want to start over or do a renewal. You're feeling as if I'm good right here, but you just feel like there might even be some sinking ship energy going on. But I am going to pull some cards here from the Mystic Dreamer. So let's look and see at your, Sagittarius moon reading. So this is how you think, how you feel, how you're interacting within your relationship. Let us take a look and see what's going on with you, Sagittarius, within your different relationships. Now, this is you in general, not talking about your love relationship, because it would be kind of impossible to pull apart all the dynamics of each individual for the whole world Sagittarius. But let's take a look, Sagittarius moon, what you have going on. So the first thing that comes up for you is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is fullness of love, executing good behavior with your emotions. So this has to do with you having a little mastery as far as that. You're definitely getting tired. The Eight of Wands is tired. I swear if I say definitely one more time, I'm going to start sounding like Rain Man. Definitely. So the Eight of Wands is fatigue. So I don't know if it's certain individuals or a general fatigue in all, but the Eight of Wands has to do with, like, having reached your utter limit. So what that means is you're probably not, the punishment isn't meet for the crime, so to speak. So if you have somebody that's pissing you off, you're kind of hitting your limit a little sooner. You're also setting boundaries with people really quickly in a lot more ways than you typically would. Seven of Swords is being sneaky or going around the sideway or not doing things straight out or frontwise. It has to do with like maybe going around the corner or going around the back way, or, not just being upfront. Perhaps you're just you'd rather not have the conflict and you'd rather just kind of keep things going as they are in order not to rock the boat, because you just don't feel like you can take any more hit. We've got the Queen of Swords, which is my bitch card. I used to have a psychic that said all the time, this is a woman that knows her own mind. And I said, no, we all know when we're being a bitch. So perhaps Sagittarius is really striking out before other individuals have an opportunity to. You kind of feel like you have leadership in the discussion, argument, or situation if you come out with hard facts first and set the tone, because you don't feel as if you want to go through the whole process of interrogation. You want to just be like, hey, here's the deal. This is it. I'm done. We have the Eight of Cups. So Sagittarius might be walking away from a situation that isn't feeding you anymore. So when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to that kind of energy, Sagittarius is tapped out. Got no more to give. Deuces. I'll see you later. Okay. So Eight of Cups is walking away. You just don't like the flavor of things right now. The Five of Cups is you having the things in front of you. Okay. The things in front of you, you just want things to go back to the way they were, and you don't know how to fix things. Eight of Pentacles, repetition and redundancy. So when you have this repetition and redundancy, it's doing the same thing over and over again, thinking you're going to get different results. We have the Justice card. Two things could happen here. Justice may reference divorce. Justice may reference paperwork. Justice may reference you being judgmental, but usually Justice card, means that there's like divorce on the table. But this isn't for everyone, but if it resonates with you, understand that I'm only speaking to a certain demographic and how the Justice card comes up. For those of you that aren't dealing with divorce, this may just be, you're putting things down the line and saying, I'm going to be utilizing better judgment. You also have the Judgment card. There it is. Okay. I was going to say this is similar to, but different than. But we have the Judgment card. Are you being judgmental, or are you just using good judgment? Your bad habits are coming up, Sagittarius. The Devil card is in play. Now, this could be maybe you're drinking too much. Maybe you're spending too much time in isolation or too much time doing things that are of distraction. Because the Devil card doesn't necessarily only mean substances, although it's a strong indicator that substances are in play. So two things are true. You either have someone that you're dealing with that has some of this energy and you're sick of their bad habits, whatever they may be. If it's a narcissist that doesn't think about you, or if it's someone who's drinking a lot, or if it's someone who just hasn't leveled up and they keep telling you these platitudes over and over again about how they're gonna make things better, how they're gonna do better for you. The Devil card has to do with habits. So you're being asked to look at your habits, look at others' habits, have some judgment, maybe pull the trigger on some things you hadn't decided you wanted to do before. But we have the Three of Wands. So Sagittarius is watching and wait, just sitting like a little snake. I'm going to watch and pay attention to what rolls in next. I feel like you're not going to make any decisions until you have enough information. Regardless of whether you're going to make a decision, regardless if we're going to make any moves, right now you're just floating. You're paying attention to all the details that are in front of you, and you're just floating. Your heart is really open, interestingly enough, that even though you're tapped out, even though you're feeling as if enough's enough, you have the Fool card. So you're looking at every opportunity now, weighing and balancing. We have the Ace of Cups. You are well loved. You have the King of Cups. You're expressing yourself with expertise. You're expressing yourself better than you think you are, because maybe Eight of Pentacles, repetition and redundancy. So maybe you're doing the same thing over and over again, having an opportunity to shift things. The Fool card is in play. You're looking at you're at a crossroads. Maybe you're about to make a decision. Maybe you want to improve what's going on, or maybe you want to change some things. I'm not seeing the Death card, so it doesn't tell me that you want to end things the way they are. It doesn't tell me that you want to quit. It just says that you have the Judgment card and the Justice card. The Judgment being, I want to execute good judgment with proper evidence moving forward. You have the Emperor card, so it's going to be up to you to direct what's happening next within your relationships. It sounds a little bit suspiciously like Scorpio. So Scorpio had the Emperor card too. And Emperor, so like when you look at these cards, they each have a specific aspect. So the Empress being receiving, protecting, nurturing. Emperor is taking leadership, deciding, directing. So when you have this energy coming up as an end result card, usually that indicates that it's up to you to take leadership within the design of how these relationships are going. So Three of Wands, you're watching everybody to see what they're going to do. You're overfull with love. You want things to go back to the way they were, and you're having good judgment on other people. Now, be careful that there's two aspects to every card. So I want you to just beware, and it may not be you that's thinking that there might be some changes with this Justice card, the Divorce card, but maybe there is some energies that are going on. Mercury retrograde brings this shit up. One of my girlfriends married 32 years, up and ditched relationship. Mercury can be crazy. Sometimes this isn't even gathering evidence. Sometimes it's just all of a sudden it makes sense and people make changes. So beware of that right now. Ace of Cups tells me that even though this is complicated, there's fullness in play for you, fullness that's about to come about. Knight of Pentacles is showing up again too, so I want to reference the prior reading where we talked about you starting over in regards to work. Knight of Pentacles is starting over. So perhaps you don't want to mess with these things that are going on around you because you don't want to mess with two things at once. I don't know. But the Knight of Pentacles has to do with money, starting over, and finances. And maybe you don't want to mess with the dynamics within your relationships because money is odd right now too. But I do see that within relationships, Sagittarius is very overwhelmed, indicated by your card here, the Seven of Cups. And I want you to take a look at this. So the Seven of Cups has a different cup design on each one of these. So the Seven of Cups is, relationship, money, family, home, all different of these dynamics. Finances, problems, health, spirituality. It's just those things are all out of whack and you don't know which one to address first. This is consummate overwhelm. You're already there, right? Now, if this doesn't resonate with you, I can understand, but there's somebody out there that needs to hear this because it's complicated. The Star card, Seven of Wands, Death card, Three of Cups, Hangman. You're going to wait. You have the Hangman, which is wait. So I would recommend wait. I would wait on any decision right now with Mercury retrograde the way it is, unless you're in that moment where you're like, enough is enough and you're definitely not safe and you need to go, or the decision's already been made and it's go time for you. But I am seeing the Seven of Wands, which is defensive. So Sagittarius is finding himself against the wall a little bit, feeling a little bit defensive. Three of Cups, which is, there is an ending here somewhere. This is the Death card. So maybe some changes having to do with work. Maybe you're putting some things on hold, or maybe you're putting a hold on the idea of making any changes in your life. The Seven of Cups is overwhelmed. The Star card is all about alignment. Seven of Wands being defensive. Three of Cups next to the Death card is celebration and change. So in order to have these changes happen for you, you're being told to wait, pull the trigger at the right time, or whatever that may be. And this doesn't mean your relationship is going to end. It just means that there are some situations out there like with the Death card and the Justice card, if this is a relationship in regards to work, so maybe you have a partnership that you need to dissolve, or maybe it's a partnership that needs to evolve and structure the leadership dynamics so it works better. Perhaps this is you gathering evidence for a little period of time until you decide what it is you want to do. So don't make any changes until this period is over. Because I'm getting the Hangman to purgatory. It's time to wait. Because it does feel like things are a little complicated within your relationships. Now, this may be, let's see here. Yeah, focus on work. Let your relationships settle. It just feels like right now, Sagittarius wants to pull the trigger on everything. And you're being told to wait. Let the dust settle. Remember they say muddy water is best settled when you leave it the hell alone. Stop stirring the shit. Stop poking at it. Stop watching it. Stop focusing on the coulds and shoulds and woulds and hads and kindas. Like, give everybody an opportunity to have their little fit and then settle back into their skin before you make any decisions, because this is a very chaotic time. And I do see that Sagittarius is losing sleep. Sagittarius has maybe had a little bit of insomnia, some nightmares, restless sleep, inability to get some good solid sleep. So before you go acting wild and feeling as if everything's about to come to a crashing end, I'm seeing wait. So you may have come to the brink of considering some of these items, but I'm picking up that you should pause a little bit. Unlike Scorpio, being told to dive in, right? Let's pull a card from Divination of the Ancients for Sagittarius. Take a look and see what your authenticity. So this card for authenticity, handwriting, something that's uniquely your own, right? So let's see what the card says, because I haven't seen this one before, maybe twice. It's time to reveal the real you. You may know yourself, but do you let anyone else know the true you? You may feel desperate to be yourself, but have worn a mask for so long that you're now worried how friends, family, and colleagues will react if you stop acting the way they expect you to act. You may have embodied the role of people pleaser, entertainer, writer, good time party person, right? Trying to be all the things to everyone. If you show your true colors, will others treat you differently? Will you lose their respect? Will you lose their friendship? I mean, change is uncomfortable for everyone, but you shouldn't really pay attention to what others think. Ask yourself these questions and be completely truthful with your answer. Then decide whether you're brave enough to show your authentic things to the world. Shall I hide the real me still? What is it I'm afraid they'll see? Should not my light be owed to shine? Respect and love I own to mine. It also says time to stop hiding your light. Stand up for your beliefs. Express your true self and be an individual. So essentially, what parts of you are you hiding in order to conform within whatever portion of relationships you're doing that? So are you not stepping into leadership because you don't want to fail, knowing you can do a job better than someone else can? Because it's just a lot. It's a lot of exposure. A lot of people are relying on you. And if you mess up, everybody's going to point the finger. Well, he told me to do it. Well, she said it was supposed to be done this way. Well, she told me this. Like, it's a lot of leadership. So I'm getting that there's a lot of things going on for you regarding work. And I feel like that's just bleeding into your relationships. This is how you're feeling a little more overwhelmed than you let people know, because you like to have your shit together. So as you're looking at all of this work stuff, you don't want to deal with the relationship stuff. And I would recommend that you just don't. Like, give it a little time to percolate, give it a little time to blow over. Because I feel like you're desperately wanting to shake things up in it right now. You have too much going on with work for you to want to change anything in your relationships. Don't go to desperate measures. But I do feel that Sagittarius is being snappy and making sure that they're like cutting the line off before anybody gets too close. And if you got to be pissed, be pissed. So I'm a little bit on the fence about that because I feel like the best times are when I've told people to jump off, finally, really speaking my piece. So it's a fine line here, but I am telling you to wait. I am going to recommend that you hold your tongue a little bit more, or at least have some grace with it. I hope this reading had some clarity for you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Stick around. There's a lot more coming. Got plans on plans on plans. Subscribe, share, book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. Stick with me here on Patreon and YouTube. Remember, I always say, answer to every question is love. Answer it with that. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Catch you on the flip side.